Ty Bartell in with another edition of Player Profile. We're having a fun time in the Louisville community. This time we go to one of their top passers, the top ball handlers for the Leopards basketball team, Bo Siegfried. Bo, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm not doing too bad, and you're not having a bad season yourself, young man. You're averaging double-digit points too, while dishing the ball pretty well this season. And you talk about the way you've been able to distribute the ball, over 6 assists, while also averaging double-digit scores. Where do you manage that kind of fine line of when to dish it, when to score it yourself, get yours while also giving it to the team?
I think having the dogs that we have on our team, Hayden and BG. I mean, it's really easy to dish the ball off to them, and even Tato Jancic. I mean, great shooter, and then I know when to get mine. If they leave me a little bit of room on a 3 point line, I'm gonna shoot it, and a lot of times I'm gonna make it. So yeah.
Well, I talk about the alley oops that I've been able to see highlight wise too, and it takes some chemistry to be able to do it and be able to toss it to your teammates that could throw it down like BG. Talk about the chemistry that's going on with this team, and the chemistry you have to be able to have that trust in your teammates to be able to distribute it to a tune of over 6 assists.
Yeah, no, I think we both, BG and I, are always on the same page. Like when he wants oops, or when he's gonna kick it out to me, or when I should look into him. And we both know, like, neither of us are scared to say, "Hey, pass the ball to one of each of us." And we have a great chemistry, great bond, and great chemistry as a team. And then I think that's the reason why we win a lot of our games.
And talking with your dad too, he's talked about your growth as a player before, where you were the kind of the one listening in the car rides, and he was the one giving the information to where you're the one pretty much now dishing out what needs to kind of happen to him, what you're noticing too. Talk about your growth as the IQ basketball player too, where your basketball IQ has grown from freshman year until now too, and where you have been able to pick up this kind of knowledge too.
I think just practicing my game off season and on season or whatever, but like watching a lot of college basketball games, working out with college athletes, and I mean they teach me a lot. My dad teaches me a lot, and then I work out with a D3 point guard from Westminster, and he's really taught me a lot. And I think just playing every day and working on my skill every day is really helped me with my basketball IQ.
You have a lot of great minds around you too, and you have all those additional coaches helping you out too. But what's it like having Coach Siegfried, your dad too, having him on those car rides too, and being able to kind of pick Coach's brain whenever you want to about the team?
It's nice, and then it's not nice at sometimes. If I don't have the best game, I don't like to hear it, but I know he's gonna say it. But it's always nice having my dad on the sideline with me, and always can talk to him about plays or what plays to run or what they're doing defensively. But yeah, I like him having on the sideline.
What have you learned most in your basketball journey thus far too, as far as the way you've been able to improve your game consistently year in and year out?
I think the most thing is just my dad tells me all the time, just going out there and having fun. I mean, when you're having fun, I mean, you're like last game against Massa, and we started up like 25-6 end of the first quarter, and we were all having fun. I mean, Hayden threw a lob to BG, and then it's just a lot of fun out there playing with my all my friends and just beating teams, and that's what it's about.
You talk about these chapters of basketball in the high school level. These ones are always fun to write too. But I've been asking a lot of the players, and I want to ask you too. Some of the earliest chapters in your basketball life. What's some of the earliest memories you have in basketball? When's the first time you remember picking up a ball, shooting it towards a hoop?
I think I was always a ball boy for my dad growing up. So I mean, I was always in the gym, coming in on Saturday morning practices, or coming after school to the high school and practicing with them. Sometimes my eighth grade year, I actually helped them scout, so that was fun. And then I remember always playing or being around the guys and just them always treat me like so good, and just I just fell in love with the game at such an early age.
And for you to be involved at such a young age, I mean, your dad's been involved in this program for 15 years, if I'm not mistaken, and he always talks about the program. You were quite literally a product of the program, and you've come through Louisville too. Talking about going through the ranks of Louisville too, what have you learned about this community too, and what it means to be a leopard?
I think it means a lot to be a leopard because a lot of people always talk to me, especially about wanting to come over to Louisville and wanting to play over here because we have such a good program over here. And I think it means a lot to a lot of the fans here that we've had a great program history and with basketball in the last 4 years have just been amazing. I mean, going to the regional finals, winning the district championship, and then I think it means a lot to Louisville, and then it's just a good environment all the time.
You guys have been in some of those big time games and you guys have been able to come out on top. You talked about dealing with that pressure. Some different kind of pressure though this season because I mean you guys are always consistently ranked in the top 10 in the state. You guys are nationally ranked in certain polls too. You talk about having that kind of pressure. Does it add added pressure to you guys? How do you guys deal with kind of all that kind of extra attention too and still be able to play your game in and game out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we know it's a lot of pressure on us, but I don't think we think about it too much. I know if we just go out there and Hayden and BG can agree with this. If we just go out there and play our own game, and I think we're gonna be fine at the end of the night.
I know not technically your senior year, but you're still a leader on this team for your position too. And I mean, you're counted on to you're the motor that makes the machine go, right? Like the ball goes through you. You're the one that dishes it primarily to a lot of the guys on the team too. Talk about your progression, learning to be a leader for this team, and learning to what have you learned about your leadership style, what you have learned of being a leader as well.
I think my dad taught me a lot about being a leader at such a young age. You know, doing what's right all the time. You know, when people aren't looking, and I think being a leader, like I am, especially for our team, I know when do certain things, rip certain guys, or congratulate certain guys on certain things, and then. But I think me always being positive, you know, point guard to especially BG and Hayden and our other players, it means a lot to them coming from me.
Throughout your basketball career, what's some of your favorite memories that you've had throughout the sport?
Definitely my freshman year going to the regional finals with like Tyler Bolden, he was a senior, Will Jancic was a junior, BG was a freshman, Hayden was a sophomore, and that was a great experience for me, winning a district championship up in Lakeside Ashtabula. But that was probably my favorite experience.
You guys had those experiences at a young age, and I know that's kind of fueled the fire going into these seasons now in your upperclassmen years. Talking about that and just talking about where you guys have seen yourself from 2 years to now too. What have you guys tried to improve on as a team, and what's kept that hunger growing for you guys to always want more, take it the next step further with the program?
I think, you know, just going either way, if we play St. Ignatius or we play Marlington or anybody, whoever we play, South Range, I think going into every night, we just need to play the same exact way, play as hard as we possibly can on defense and offense, and then just pass the ball, move the ball, and then just play team basketball.
I love the fearless nature of this team to schedule anybody, play anybody. I mean, you guys don't back down from any challenge, and I think that's the way you need to be, being one of the smallest D1 schools too. Talk to me about being that from the player's perspective, because I mean, you could say you're fearless, you could put them on the schedule, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the case when you step to the court. But it genuinely seems that way with you guys too. What gives you guys the confidence game in, game out, no matter who's on the other side, no matter the prestige of the program, the other side of you, that you guys have the confidence that you're going to walk into that gym and beat them?
I think all of us we always talk about wanting to play the biggest and best teams in Ohio, and then I think when it actually comes game time, I think we're all ready. I mean, nobody ever says like, "Oh, like we're gonna lose to this team or whatever." Like we all know that we're going into that game to win. Like we don't schedule games to lose; we schedule them to win games. So
Does it feel cool that now people all around the state talk about Louisville with kind of such high regard in that boys basketball program too, and to know that you guys you yourself have kind of helped build and maintain that kind of level of that program and the prestige of the culture?
yeah, no, it's been awesome. You know, being able to be in one of the greatest teams to ever come through Louisville all the time, and it's been a blast though, being playing with all my friends and just having a good time and having fun out there.
You talk about having fun. I know it has to be fun when you have a packed gym that's cheering you on every home game. I mean, you guys are undefeated for a reason. Your perspective, what's it like playing in front of that home crowd and having Leopard Nation behind you?
Oh, it's a great experience, you know, when our student section is overfilling and there's no way where anybody else can sit except in the aisleway. It's a lot of fun, you know, when we get a huge dunk like BG always has, like, and the crowd erupts and then the other team calls a timeout. That's what it's all about right there.
When Bo was a ball boy, did he look at the high school game and have those dreams of being on that floor while having those big crowds cheering him on?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I always wish that there would be a huge crowd behind us and supporting our team.
When you talk about kind of reminiscing too and seeing where you were at the start of like this journey being the ball boy to now too, how cool has the experience been for you? Do you kind of give it thought from time to time?
Yeah, no, I've always thought about, you know, at such a young age being around like if you remember Drew Noble played graduated 2016. I've always been around him and he's just been a great mentor towards me. And then just them always saying like, always want to fall in love with the game, and I have, and I think that's where my love is started from.
Talking about the love of the game as well, I know you got to have some good role models along the way. Who have been some of your biggest role models in the sport?
I think my dad has been my biggest one, always pushing me either whether I want to hear it or not. He's always going to push me and tell me the right thing to do. And then my sister was a big one. She plays college volleyball at West Liberty, so she's pretty athletic. And then she's always pushed me. We've always played 1-on-1. And during COVID, she would rebound for me for about 2 to 3 hours every day outside when it was cold. So I appreciate that. So.
You're kind of hinting it. I at least think you're hinting it too, that that's kind of a goal for you in the future to kind of follow in sister's footsteps and be able to be a college athlete yourself. Talk about that being is that got to be one of your goals? First off, let's start
Yeah.
that. Is that one of the goals? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Talk to me about having that goal too, and being able to, I mean, you got the numbers, you got a team too to kind of back it up too. Talk about that goal of wanting to be a college athlete and what it takes from your perspective.
Yeah, no, I've always wanted to play, D2 or D3 college basketball. Being it's always been a dream of mine, and then my dad's always pushed me to, be the best I can, especially point guard. Give others the ball, and hopefully I could play D2 basketball somewhere for a good coach that is somewhat like my dad. Hopefully, and then I think that's the goal, though.
I definitely would vouch your numbers, your play style is more than good enough to be on plenty of D2 teams collegiately throughout the nation. Bo, before I let you go, I wanna give you a chance first to shout out your other support system, other people that have been there helping you along the way, cheering you on.
I just shout out to Lauren, Siegfried, my sister, my mom, Reese Leone plays at Westminster point guard there, and that's about it.
Final thing for you too, and for anyone that may not know, since Louisville back on YSN, back a part of the YSN Live family, give a shout out to all the people that don't know what Louisville basketball is all about and what they can expect in this upcoming tournament run.
Shout out to Mike Wilcox. He doesn't know what's about to happen. He lives in Florida right now, so he needs to get back home to watch a couple of our games. So yeah.
We're excited to have Louisville as part of the YSN family. We're wishing you guys the best of luck on this tournament run, and hopefully it's going to be a long one, and you guys are able to accomplish some goals that Leopard program has had for quite some time. It's been an edition of Player Profile with the point guard of Louisville, Mr. Bo Siegfried.